think Vermont Yankee is a power plant. And I think that they produce a lot of power, and sometimes people have too much power in their hands. They don't realize how much damage they can do with that power. And I live downwind from Vermont Yankee. I could die.
It's time to shut Vermont Yankee down.
Nice. How come? Why do you think we should shut it down?
Because it's old and nuclear power isn't a good idea in the long run for everybody.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, honestly, when I saw the sign, I thought it was like a magazine, and I grew up in Vermont, so I think it's kind of sad that I don't even know what it is.
About Vermont Yankee.
Well, I got one question for you, Vermont Yankee. Is the uranium fair trade?
Well, I mean, when are we going to take the steps to move on? You know, it's clearly part of the past, and some people call it the industrial age, and Vermont is the leader, one of the leaders in this country, as well as the world scale, and we just need to do it. You know, stop talking about it.
Definitely. Cool. Thanks.
I've lived in close proximity to Vermont Yankee for most of my life, and at our high school we had to do drills, nuclear evacuation drills, and we had special pills that we were going to take in the event of a meltdown. And I've been horribly frightened for my entire life, just imagining what could happen if this place went down. So I would love it if it shut down and I never would have to think about it again, and I could live without the fear that I live with every day.
Well, I think that Vermont Yankee is an unsustainable source of energy for the Vermont area. I think that it's not fair that we're living in a state that's progressive environmentally, and yet the main source of power for this area is something that's not only environmentally unsustainable, but particularly hazardous and unsafe. And in the words of Greenpeace, let's see, pigs can fly, the world is flat, and nuclear power is safe.
I don't know, I think nuclear power isn't that bad, but the idea that it's not up to current standards isn't that great.
Yeah.
I mean, meltdown would be shitty.
Vermont Yankee is only cranky.
I think Vermont Yankee should be shut down because it's a danger to society and it's not a sustainable option for our energy future.
Awesome.
Well, like for nuclear power, my thing is, I hate coal-fired power plants. They're fucking us. The thing with nuclear power, you got you've got stuff in the basement that lasts for 1,000 years that will fuck us if we misuse it.
Yep.
So I like generating energy without without sending a bunch of CO2 into the air.
For sure.
But it's not sustainable, so I'm kind of nervous.
The entire nuclear power scam was, when they build nuclear power plants, they're not doing it to create energy, they're doing it as a way to send money to building nuclear warheads. That's its purpose. It doesn't create that as much energy. It can never be made safe, ever. Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, the dirty, dangerous technology that creates a waste that will never go away, and all for the purpose of creating more nuclear warheads, which has the very likely chance of annihilating humanity.
I don't really see how they're going to get 20 more years out of something that's already broken down a lot, had a lot of systems failures, various different systems. And just in the whole nuclear industry in general, I would say it's been totally overpromised since this beginning, when they promised that it was going to be energy too cheap to meter. That obviously didn't pan out. I'm pretty sure all of Vermont Yankee customers get electric bills. And now they have wild promises of things like 95% of the energy is still in the waste. I think if that was true, we wouldn't call it waste and people would actually be using it. So, it was a nice idea to have emissions-free energy, but to me it obviously hasn't panned out that way. And the next line of promises from the nuclear industry are just like their older line, that they're really too good to be true.
Thanks.
What do I think about Vermont Yankee? I think as the oldest running nuclear plant in the United States, it poses a serious health and environmental hazard to our country. In particular, I'm worried about its effects on the Connecticut River.
Woo! Connecticut!
In addition, there have been a number of mechanical problems with the building, including a major cooling tower collapse in 2007 in August, and numerous other leaks that have been addressed in as minimal of a way as possible. Then there's the whole Yankee supervisor coming into work drunk, and while I admire his tenacity, he works at a nuclear plant. Seriously, you can't do that. Fuck BT Yankee.